President Obama and Hillary Clinton pounced on the shootings as proof America needs more gun control. Republican presidential candidates have, of course, hit back hard. President Obama will address the national terror threat in the wake of the San Bernardino shootings from the Oval Office tonight. Emily Jasinski is with the Young American Foundation. Chuck Rocha, president of Solidarity Strategies. Chuck, the president went hard on gun control on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, Josh Earnest did, and then on Saturday with his national address, weekly address, he talked about gun control. Is he realizing, forget about the policy, that he's on the wrong side of the politics here, and that's why we're seeing this speech about terror?
I think you're going to see a speech not about reassuring Americans that they're going to be safe. I think the American people overwhelmingly have certain parts of gun control that they all agree with, like universal background checks and making sure people who are terrorists on the no-fly list cannot get arms, which now in America you can still do that, which is ludicrous. There are certain parts of common sense gun reform that we should all pass, but at the end of the day, the commander-in-chief's main responsibility is to keep this country safe, and I think that's what he'll address tonight.
Well, Emily, in the past he has said in interviews, even as recently as Wednesday, that we've never been safer, and yet you have this kind of attack. Do you think the president needs to sort of cross the Rubicon in terms of rhetoric, or are we just not going to see that?
I really hope that he does. I think Senator Marco Rubio had the best reaction to President Obama's reaction, which is that it's inexplicable. I continue to be completely baffled as to why the left refuses to name the threat, which is radical Islam. And so I hope that President Obama says that tonight. That would be a huge first step, and that's what I think everyone on the right is looking for. I think it's what the American people are looking for in overwhelming numbers. They agree with that sentiment. About 60% of the country agrees that we're at war with radical Islam. So I think that's a very important step for the president to take tonight.
Well, it's a step the president hasn't taken. It's a step, as Shannon pointed out, that Hillary Clinton hasn't taken. And also on This Week, she said this.
Is it time to declare war on ISIS?
Look, we are definitely in conflict with ISIS, and I think we need a new update of military authorization, the AUMF, which was passed after the attack on 9/11.
Chuck, what is with the gymnastics? Why not just call, as the French have, as the French socialist president have, as the British prime minister has, call a duck a duck?
I think that we're at war with terrorism, and I think that the politicians are talking about that. I think they're talking about it in uniquely different ways.
They're talking about gun control.
Absolutely.
Wait, Chuck, Hillary Clinton won't even say we're at war with ISIS. ISIS says they're at war with us. Forget the religion part. Why wouldn't we be at war?
That's up to her and her campaign on who we're going to war with. We're at war with people who are killing Americans every single day, and you want to worry about who's calling who a terrorist or who's calling who an ISIS person. People are coming here and shooting innocent people in our streets, and we should be taking them on head first instead of worrying about what we're calling somebody.
But should we take on the terrorists head first and take them on in their camps in Syria and Iraq?
Absolutely we should. And we should destroy anybody who wants to do anything to destroy one single American person, civilians. It's our prerogative as Americans to keep our country absolutely safe, and Democrats and Republicans are talking about it in two different ways. That's what's wrong with our political system. We should come to common sense solutions instead of getting out on the far right or the far left of an issue.
Leland, I'm glad you brought up France, because the French people know they've had 3 mass shootings. Dr. Charles Krauthammer talked about this on the Kelly File. They've had 3 mass shootings in the calendar year. They know that gun control is not the solution to their problems. They have the strictest gun regulations, some of them, in the entire world. Gun control is what the left is talking about right now. It's not what the American people want to hear, and it's a distraction from the fundamental issue here, which is
and the right is talking about immigration and refugees. That's not going to solve your problem either. You got to give free bait to either side.
2/3 of Americans say that they think the refugees shouldn't come from Syria. At least that was the number a couple of weeks ago. Can't imagine that number has changed in favor of the president. Chuck, Emily, appreciate your guys' insights. Obviously tonight, a lot more debate after the president's talk. Thank you, guys.